Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. Today we are continuing our chat on de-influencing. In case you missed the first video, in December I posted a video titled Things I'm No Longer Buying. And today we're going to be continuing that. So here's another list of products that I am no longer buying, products that I'm not buying in 2024 in an attempt to simplify our world and consume less in our everyday lives. So my friends, without further ado, here are products I am no longer buying. Part 2. Product number 1 is heavily scented body lotions. And I'm happy to say that I don't actually have one to show you in particular, because for the most part, it is something that I have already kind of erased from my life, but it was very recent, which is why I wanted to talk about it, because there's a lot of very scented lotions that I have used in the past, things that I thought I really enjoyed, things that were super overhyped on the internet, like the Brazilian Bum Bum Cream, things that I've used in the past, happily used up, no problem. But what I've come to realize in this life of condensing and also in simplifying my skincare routine, I realized that I react so heavily to very, very scented items on my body. And I always knew that for my face, but it's kind of something that never clicked for me about my body. I just kind of always assumed that it was part of my allergy to my cat Meryl. But alas, no. There have been some body lotions that I have put on and I just end up getting all these bumps. I get the little... I was about to say hepatitis. That's the definition has left me, but the little arm bumpies, the little chicken skin on my arms, and I get really itchy, I get really hivey, and I get itchy on my neck, and there's just things that I can remove from my day to help minimize that. And am I willing to part with my fragrance in general? Absolutely not. I love to smell good, and I love fragrance as an overall experience and part of my life, but I can get rid of that in the lotions and potions that I'm putting on my body. So heavily scented lotions are out for me. I am no longer purchasing them, and I would like to no longer put them on my body. Product number 2 is waterproof mascara. And this is a product that I have always been against anyway. Like, I know that I have sensitive eyes and I hate the removal process of waterproof mascara, but for whatever reason, I go through phases and I'll read comments being like, oh, you should try waterproof mascara. This is the most long-lasting one. Oh, you should try this. Like, another one gets hyped up on the internet. And I'll be like, okay, let me try. And every single time, going through the removal process at the end of the day and using 4 different products to wipe off this mascara, my eyes are bleeding, I'm weeping, and it takes me like 20 minutes to take this stupid mascara off. I am over it. And especially because I do have more sensitive eyeballs. My eyes are always red on a good day, and just like further irritating that, I have no interest. I want no part in waterproof mascaras. I think it used to be a really fun thing that we would do on YouTube as part of the beauty review process. You know, it's nice and clickbaity to be jumping into a pool and be like, does this waterproof makeup work? But I don't care. I don't wear mascara on half of my days. I'm not wearing mascara while I'm jumping in a pool. So I want no part in waterproof mascara anymore. It hurts my eyes and I'm over it. This one's a big one. Dun, dun, dun. Product number 3 that I am no longer purchasing in my makeup world are powder contours. And when I was going through my makeup collection, I realized that I've actually pretty nicely condensed that section of my makeup already. I found 3. I have 3 powder contours in my life. I'm not gonna go throw these in the garbage, okay? The Kevin Aquan powder contour is a relic at this point, but it is a product that I really do not reach for anymore, and it's something that has come with condensing my everyday makeup routine. I feel like we used to very strictly use like, okay, we've got a cream contour, we've got a powder contour, because you have to set in that powder. And then you wanna use a cream bronzer to warm up your face, and then you wanna use a powder bronzer to set that all in, and then you're using blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so many products that I think we used to feel like were necessary as part of our makeup routine, and really for the most part just finding a good shade of a cream contouring bronzing product all in one has been the move for me, and that's something that I've just really gradually phased into in my makeup routine. So powder contour is just not really a product that I reach for anymore, and I can't see myself changing that anytime soon. But I also wanted this to segue into the next point, which, speaking of contours and bronzers in general as a category as a whole, I did touch on lip products and blush products in the first video that I did, in case you missed it. Just saying that I'm really making an effort to use up the products that I have in my makeup collection. And to kind of out myself here, I actually went and put all of my bronzing, contouring, and highlighting products into bins. And as you can see here, this is a makeup department store. I haven't touched 95% of these products in I don't even know how long. These literally collect dust. And for the purpose of being a beauty influencer online and reviewing products, I am more than happy to review a product. I think that's so fine. But there does come a point where you stare at the products that are sitting there, and I think, I don't want this. I believe that I could live many lifetimes and still never be able to use up all of these products. So it is a point where if something is new, if there is a new innovation, if there is something that has never been seen before, I am more than happy to review it, no problem. But if it is not replacing something that already exists in my very abundant makeup collection, or if something is discontinued and you're no longer able to purchase it, which is happening a lot, which I've realized with the going through my lip and cheek collection, there's a lot of shades that are discontinued, don't exist anymore. It's very sad, and I know that's going to be the case for a lot of these. The backup bronzers, case in point. But I just do not need any more. My collection of powder and cream, contours, bronzers, and highlighters is abundant, is full, and I am going to make a true attempt to make my way through some of these products that I already have in my makeup collection before purchasing anything new. So contour, bronzers, and highlights in the powder and cream categories, I am taking many firm steps back. I just realized that the next product in my list could have definitely gone after the first thing that we mentioned, but regardless, the next product that I am no longer buying is hair perfume or hair fragrance or just any smelling product specifically made for hair. And this isn't something that I buy, so it shouldn't be no longer buying. It's just that I have no interest in buying, that I don't plan on buying, but just from a place of attempting to de-influence you and just remind you that it's a product that you don't need, because it's something that I have seen a lot of lately. I've been seeing a lot of hair perfumes. I've been sent a lot of hair perfumes. A lot of people mentioning it as part of their everyday getting ready life, and I'm like, is this a thing? Why am I feeling pressured to buy a hair perfume? I spray so much fragrance on myself as it is. I don't feel like I need a separate additional fragrance for my hair, especially if it's not like doing anything in particular. Like, is it conditioning? Is it hydrating my hair? Is there something else? Like, no, there's so many products that I see on the market that are just hair fragrance, and it's literally in another cologne bottle. And I'm already putting so many scented products in my hair from my hair care and leave-in conditioners and whatnot in general, and then I'm putting my fragrance on. I don't need a fragrance for my hair. Why is this a thing? Do any of you use hair perfume? I don't understand, and it's not something that I really care to understand. So hair perfume, not buying in 2024 or probably ever. Okay, this one I feel like I'm gonna bite myself in the foot later, but it's something that I have been feeling very strongly about for some time, and that is one-time wear clothing items. And this has happened to me, unfortunately, a lot in the past because I have had the opportunity of going to many of brand trips and brand events, and it's something I love doing and I get so excited for, and I love getting dressed up for events, and I love filming getting dressed up for events, and it can be a really fun way to kind of express myself differently and shake up my rather boring and monotonous closet items that I wear on the daily. So I have loved it. I have had a lot of fun with it, but something that I have felt very pressured into buying are these one-time wear items, and that happens when I'm invited on a brand trip or there's a brand event, and like 3 or 4 days before I am set to leave or the event is happening, you get a dress code, and I'm like, oh, well, that's awesome. Thank you for this abundant notice. And then it'll end up being some obscure dress code like all pink or metallic, and then I'm stressing and sprinting and running out to find an outfit for this event that I got the dress code for last minute, and it's something that I don't already have in my closet, or a piece that doesn't really fit into my closet. I end up buying it, spending significant money on these pieces to never wear again. And that's really sad. So this was a prime example of a dress code that I had gotten very shortly before the event. And it's one of those things where, yes, I could just go to the event and ignore the dress code if I don't have something, but you also really stick out like a sore thumb. Like, it's just not something I enjoy living through. I don't love going to an all pink party in a green dress, which is something that happened to me. And everyone's just kind of looking at you like, Ariana, what are you doing here? So first of all, to prevent this for the future, it would be nice to get a little bit more notice on dress codes in general. Just as a general rule, people, if you have a dress code, please let the people know. Give them ample amounts of time to find an option. And I really want to explore more of the clothing rental scene to also prevent this from happening, because I see so many people talk about clothing rentals, and there seems to be a lot of options in the States specifically, as well as in the UK. Obviously, I follow a lot of influencers and content creators in the US and the UK, so it's what I see a lot of. I've tried to poke around and find a few. I know I think it's called Fitzroy Rentals in Toronto. I did find one option locally, but all of their like really nice dresses were like size 0, so that doesn't really help me. So I ask you guys, for my Canadian gals, if you have any clothing rental companies that you use or that you've seen or heard of, I would love to know, because I really want to go more into the rental space for upcoming events and brand trips and whatnot for 2024 and beyond, because there's just the amount of money that I have spent and wasted on on one-time wear items. I mean, if you guys have followed along with my Depop, you have seen it. And that's fine. We've got a lot of sweet memories and we've got some nice photos and content out of it, but it's just money that didn't need to be spent, and just so many clothing items that haven't remained in my closet. So we've got a couple options. I want to either be a little bit more creative with the clothing that I have, and just, which by the way, I have no problem re-wearing my things. It's more so for these specific dress code things where it's like, metallic. Bachelorette parties, I did that to my friends. We all get so excited for these themed days and we all end up going and buying these things. I bought my little orangey sequin sparkle dress, and you know, to never be worn again. So yeah, try to wear what I have, or if I'm able to, rent something. That is my goal going forward, is to reduce the amount of one-time wear items that I purchase. The last item that I am no longer buying in 2024, and I don't want to say that I'm no longer buying indefinitely because phases of life can change. I might want to spice things up in the future. You'll see what I mean in a second. But something that I feel very pressured to buy and that I have purchased a lot and that gets zero use in my life is lingerie. All of these frilly, lacy lingerie bits, all these little two-piece sets and fancy little frilly little bedtime things and hanky-panky time things. First of all, I do not have the drawer space for this. This little section of my drawer is positively oozing out and heaping out. And I just want to say, one of my earlier memories of feeling pressured into buying lingerie and pretty little frilly bits for underneath my clothing is Devil Wears Prada. I think of that movie intro a lot, and I have throughout my life, where it's highlighting all these fancy, fabulous fashion girlies getting dressed in the morning, and they're all putting on these beautiful little pieces of lingerie, and I'm like, to the office? Wow! And it's something that we've seen in magazines, it's something that you see online. It's just like, oh, you want to feel amazing under your skin too? I'm pretty sure I have said this as well, being like, yeah, I want to have a nice little matching set. This is so pretty. And I've tried, really. I have bought so many. There was one store, that's funny. That could sound very different in an online context. Yeah, Fortnite was one of the stores in Toronto, and I was like, oh, I just need to wear more beautiful things in my undergarments, and I went and bought, I think, 3 or 4 of these like beautiful matching sets, and I look at it and I think, wow, that is so nice, and I put it on, and I'm like, I'll never wear this. I'll never wear this. Dan doesn't care. I don't care. I just want soft, comfortable things for my undergarments and under my clothing, and a lot of these things can be a little bit stiff. It can be structured. It can have frilly little lacy bits poking out, and they can be a little bit itchy, and I just don't care. I don't want it anymore. I am certain I haven't worn half of these, and the other half of these have been worn probably once. And I am so sick of people telling me that I need lingerie in order to have a good day. No, I don't. What I need is my comfortable, soft, little seamless, stretchy little soft cotton, nothing underpants and underbits, and half the time I don't even wear a bra. So that's how I feel. And at the same time, please, I am not shaming anybody who wears lingerie. I know there's so many people who feel amazing and they put on their little sets and little bits and it makes them feel sexy and fabulous, and then they go home and maybe have some hanky-panky and sexy time with their partners. That's fine. That's so fine. If it works for you, that's great. I just feel like there's a lot of unnecessary pressure to wear lacy, itchy things when all I want in my day is to be comfortable, really. So lingerie and I... Listen, I've got that pile. It's just certainly something that I am absolutely no longer buying in my life. And with that, my friends, I'm going to conclude this video. There is another list of some products that I no longer have interest in buying and things that I would like to remove from my daily life in an effort to consume less and be more mindful about the things that I am purchasing and using in my everyday life. So I hope that this list was helpful. I'm curious to know if you guys watched the first video and also this one. Do you agree or disagree with some of my items? What are some of the things that you are no longer purchasing going into the new year? I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below, and please let me know if you want me to continue this series. I think I can happily surely come up with a part 3, and please let me know if that's something you want to see. Thank you so much for being here and for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all very soon for a new video. Bye!